every night.
Let's get more on the investigation that's taking place. Let's speak to Speckhard. She's the director of the International Centre for the Study of Violent Extremism and joins us from Washington. Thank you so much for your time. Let's start with the claim by so-called IS in terms of their claim that they carried out these attacks. I think you have said a little earlier in the day these attacks come right out of the ISIS-Al-Qaeda playbook. Why do you think that?
Because that they were coordinated, that they were attacking churches and Western targets, multiple targets. These people know how to play to the press, and a small terror group probably wouldn't be so sophisticated, but ISIS and Al-Qaeda have done this for years.
And in terms of the link to that local group that the Sri Lankan government has blamed, what can you tell us about that?
Well, I was just in Colombo in February, and an intel person, a Sri Lankan, was asking me about, I think, this group. I didn't remember the name, but Tawhid Jamaat means the oneness of God brotherhood. And she was mentioning that there were very virulent preachers and that there were people getting involved in extremist, violent versions of Islam, if you can even call it Islam, and that when they tried to chase these people, they would go underground. Now, Sri Lanka only has 9% Muslim population, very small group of people that went over to ISIS. But still, we see that this global movement that attracted 40,000 foreign fighters to come to the ISIS caliphate has spread its poison all over the world.
I was reading another article that you have written in recent days where you quote that law enforcement officials in the United States are concerned that ISIS no longer works to inspire so-called lone wolves. They've changed tactics. Tell me more about that observation that you make.
Well, the idea of a pack of wolves is to garner media attention, because if you send one person, you'll get some media. But if you send multiple people, especially if you send them into Christian churches, religious places, into hotels that Westerners use. I stayed at the Kingsbury. It was a beautiful hotel. I'm so sorry it was attacked, as well as all the other sites in Sri Lanka. My heart goes out to those people. But ISIS and Al-Qaeda have long known that if you send multiple attackers, that you can have the world's attention. So they probably consulted and told them, use 9 or 10 people. So if you have a tiny little group that's willing to send 9 or 10 people to their deaths, and you can equip them with knives, with guns, with cars, in this case with suicide vests, you've got an attack that's going to go around the world just like 9/11.
Well, there we have to leave it. Anne Speckhard, thanks so much for that analysis and joining us on today's programme. Thank you.